Greetings sailors and welcome to a bit of live gameplay and me still sounding quite croaky, although I am in fact on the mend. I sound a heck of a lot better than I did a couple of days ago when I could basically barely speak, but you'll have to excuse me in advance if I have to cough a bit because that's still an issue as well. So if you're unaware, I've been sick for the last week or so. It was basically just a sore throat that then turned into a cough. And that's meant that doing YouTube videos has been a bit problematic because I've been barely able to speak, and when I do try speaking, I cough a lot. The other annoying thing is, at night I cough a lot as well, so I have been sleeping terribly, which has not helped matters at all. But I'm feeling on the mend now. It's just, you know, I might need to stop and cough every so often. So what am I going to do today? Well, I figured I'd ease myself back into making videos and also just have a go and see how I'm doing in terms of my ability to speak without my lungs escaping. I thought I'd try something even brand new, which is this, the Mahan, the Tier 7 American destroyer. The captain isn't even trained for it yet, although I've played one game with him in The Sims already this morning, so he's part of the way there. Yeah, it's brand new. The American ships are on discount at the moment, so I figured it was a good time to buy it because I was at the end of the grind with the Farragut anyway, and there's actually another line where I could potentially buy the next one, which is the Pensacola going into the New Orleans, but I need about 10,000 XP to get to the tier 8 there. But I'm going to try and do that today as well, I think, because it's worth grabbing that tier 8 with the discount. So yeah, even though I've been sick, you know, I've been still playing a fair bit. In fact, the other grind I'm nearing the end of it is the Yugumo is getting quite close to the Shimakaze, and that'll be my second ever tier 10. I don't know, I grind a lot of lines simultaneously. I don't tend to go at things with a laser focus, so these things do take a while, but I'll be interested to see how the Shima plays after my experience of grinding up through the other Japanese destroyers. So yeah, about 20,000 XP away from that, so that's like, you know, later this week sometime. Anyway, that's not the focus of today though. Today is going to be the very first game of the Mahan, and it's probably going to suck because it's completely stock and the captain doesn't have any of his skills available yet, but we'll see how it goes. So here we are, standard game but top tier, so you know, a negative and a positive. There's no carriers either, which is also useful, and there's nothing with potentially either, well, I say nothing with hydro, like the Königsberg for example, or the Leander might have hydro, or the York, but there's nothing with radar definitely. But it's possible, I can't even words, it's possible one of those ships might have hydro, so we'll have to watch out for that. I also can't remember offhand what my surface detection is. It's something like 7.7, so it's fairly bad. So yeah, I'm mostly going to be gunboating it. We can actually just check that. Yeah, 7.7. Because, well, 6.4 kilometer torps are going to be, you know, kind of suicide range torps, and also my experience with the Sims, which is one I got from one of the Christmas crates, is that even with the slow 9.2 kilometer torps, which is what the Mahan upgrades to, more often than not I find myself just using the guns and dodging incoming fire. And if you can pick on a lone battleship and keep them towards the edge of your range, in fact you can stealth fire with the Sims towards the edge of its range. It's not a huge stealth fire range, but I suspect with the appropriate captain skills with the Mahan you probably could as well. I don't have AFT on this captain though, it's demo expert. So yeah, if I can find a lone battleship or something to pick on, or maybe try and like pick on one of their destroyers, although I don't particularly want to have a fair fight with either the Leningrad or the Farragut. They could be a bit tricky, but you know, if I've got company, I might feel comfortable to open fire, or else if I can find a lone target to pick on that's not a fast-firing cruiser, I might decide to open fire. But in terms of using the 6.4 kilometer torpedoes, that might be a bit tricky. Anyway, so is it two brothers? No, neighbours. Neighbours. Every time I think of this map's name, that's what comes to mind. British viewers and Australian viewers will know exactly what that is, but American viewers might not. I'm not sure if Neighbours ever made it to the States, but yeah, this is a somewhat awkward map in standard. You sometimes, if I say sometimes, quite often end up with one team will go around one way and the other team will go around the other way, and it just becomes a race for the cap circles, and that can be really quite awkward. Anyway, I'm just trying to spot things at the moment. I'm not trying to get too far forward and get spotted myself. I'm also trying to figure out what the team is doing, which is not always easy sometimes. In this case, it looks like we've got a mass of people moving to the south, which is unusual because starting on the northwest spawn, these teams tend to go up here, and then you'll have the enemy team sort of come around there, and that's where you end up that cap race happening. But in this case, yeah, we do have a couple of cruisers heading east, but the vast majority of the ships are heading south, and I probably want to be with the group. I probably don't want to try and go and hold off enemy cruisers and things on my own. I'm not sure that would go very well. I do wish, I'm just looking at the speed, I do wish this thing was a little bit faster. That's one of the nice things about The Sims is, with speed flags, I mean, there's speed flags on this as well, but it's not a bad ship. With the speed boost, you can get it up to over 40 knots. But I suspect with the speed boost you might get to about 40 knots, but without it and with the flags you're only just about scraping 37, so it's not the fastest destroyer in the world. And faster is better when you're in a gunboat. But the gun arrangement's not bad though. It's one of the things that's slightly awkward about the Leningrad is sometimes getting enough guns on target's tricky. So we can't really tell where the majority of the enemy team has gone thus far. There's obviously a couple of ships there, obviously a couple of ships there, but it might just be like it's an even split, and that was a bit weird. Okay, weird little graphical bug there. Yeah, you sometimes see that on the water. Like if an enemy ship gets blown up or something, you'll see those weird puffs of smoke and flame and whatever, but I've never had that happen to my own ship. That's a bit strange, just a little bit. Right, no sign of the enemy destroyers yet. I don't know that they have that much ships up here, or that many ships, but we've only got a couple of cruisers there ourselves. I suspect it's more of the enemy ships have gone south, but that might not be true, of course. Right, I could do a risky thing. I could try opening fire on this Nagato just to poke the nest, just to see what gets revealed when it fires at me. So this is, what, 5 ships? It's not quite half the enemy team. Oh, and I am surface spotted, so there's a destroyer nearby, and it's the Leningrad. Okay, let's poke the Leningrad then and see what happens. He's got I'm not sure what camo that is. He's firing at the T-22. One of the useful things that's makes the American destroyers reasonably good at this is that they manoeuvre quite well, which is handy if you want to dodge incoming fire. If I can get a fire going on this Leningrad, I mean, it makes them more visible. Also, we don't want to go in a straight line too much because that's when he starts dropping torpedoes. Which would be, a bit embarrassing to be taken out by torpedoes at this early stage. Especially when we're recording live. The downside of American destroyers is, of course, those shells take forever to get to their target, so it's sometimes a bit tricky trying to predict people's movements. Oh, is he firing back at me? He is. Oh, it's Liana that's firing back at me. I don't have to worry about HE damage, but Liana does have a fairly fast rate of fire. That's one of the tricky things as well, is keeping track of, like, there's lots of ships around, you have to keep looking out to see what might be firing at you. I think the Leningrad is also firing AP shells at me. but Leander was firing also. Anyway, so back to the cap circle. Yeah, I think the enemy team's done an even split, and it's a bit weird. You don't normally see that happening on this map, but because the bulk of our team's gone south, we are going to need to at least some of them need to turn around. So I'm going to go and make myself a nuisance over by the cap circle, I think. Looks like we are going to lose that Anshan. He might be in smoke or something. Did he run aground? No, he's not in smoke. He actually, yeah, he's trying to make a getaway. He's close enough that he might be able to drop some torps on somebody, but he's also close enough that he's probably just going to rip to enemy ships. So yeah, this is kind of dependent on like if some of these ships turn around. It is unusual to see a team doing this. This enemy team having like completely evenly split. That's not a thing one sees very often. Right, so there goes the Anshan. We know there's a Farragut coming this way. It's basically me and the Graf Spee at the moment, but there are some ships that are turning around to come back. Right, that's going to be the Farragut. Okay, that's fine. He can just about outspot me. The fact that the Myoko is here as well is sort of annoying. But it is just 2 ships for now, so I fancy my chances. If I can get in, take out the Farragut, and then... oh, okay, I'm surface spotted already, so he's close. Then that's obviously, you know, just a case of only having to deal with 1 ship. Right, he's still... Myoko's still firing at the other guy. And this is a situation where having damn torpedoes comes in handy. It's the Dunkirk firing at me. Right, I might as well just... Why is he firing AP? What is it with the destroyers firing AP at other destroyers? Is this some new meta I'm unaware of? Anyway, let's hope the torpedoes do the business. Oh, hello. Yeah, he's got torpedoes as well, as it turns out. It's fine. It's fine. Never worried. Never worried. Let's hope he's forgotten I have torpedoes. So yeah, if they seriously would, if that guy was seriously thinking, oh, I'll cap this, I'm not sure that would be a good plan. Right. I do have. Oh, I've only just noticed it. This is it's kind of like, was it the tier 9? I can't remember. There's one of the Russian destroyers where it's got 1 center-mounted torp tube, and then it's got 2 south-mounted torp tubes. Anyway, so the Farragut completely forgot I had torpedoes. That's fine. Myoko is hiding in the Farragut smoke. I might try and drop some torps on the Dunkirk. Right, spotted. Oh, he's turning away. Might as well just open up my guns. I hope I don't lose the Graf Spee. That would be bad. The fire on the Myoko is useful. Depends. Yeah, he's just extinguished it. If I can get another one going, but of course these shells don't have a particularly high fire chance. And it's also really easy to dodge the... oh, hello, York. To dodge these torps. Yeah, this is one of those situations where it becomes tricky to try and pay attention to all of the ships that might potentially be firing at you. Ouch. There's a solid hit from Cleveland or somebody.
Problem solved, sir.
Right, I got the speed boost available. I could smoke up and just spam at this point, but it does rely on the Graf Spee staying alive to actually spot these guys. We might get a little bit closer to these cruisers. I'm not going to get any torpedoes out of that. Dunkirk is definitely going to outrun those torps. It is a fast ship. Now the danger of this happening is that, you know, half the ships have come back to defend, and then the other half have kind of stayed down there, but they're now outnumbered. So it sort of depends on people hanging on in time. Right, so this is the point where knowing that I am safe from anybody torping me, I'm just going to smoke up and do the gunboat thing. Well, having said that, of course, the Leander does have torpedoes. But I think they're, what, 8 kilometers? Oh, this is the point where I wish I had slightly more range on my guns. I may have smoked up slightly too far away from these people.
Smoke screen set.
Yeah, okay, that was a bit of a waste of a smoke screen, unless somebody... Oh, there we go. Unless somebody comes closer, and the Leander heard what I needed and decided to be obliging, which was very nice of them. That's just the amount of lead you need for these shells. This is only 10 kilometers away as well. It's like playing baby Cleveland. All the American destroyers are like that, though. Right, now they're all now out of range. Okay, there's no point hanging around this smoke. This has not been a terrible game so far, only 26k damage. It also could go either way. Right, we know the enemy Leningrad is wounded. There's the T-22 trying to drop on the Nagato. I'm going to try and... Let's try and take out this Leningrad. Those cruisers are in retreat, and I don't especially want to go and fight cruisers. A single lone Leningrad, however... Well, let's say alone. He has got battleships behind him. I know some people find it a bit, you know, like sort of zooming out between shots, and it maybe doesn't help my aim that much, but on the other hand, it's kind of like, if you want to tell if there's incoming stuff, you kind of need to. You don't have a, like, if those battleships start shooting at me, I don't want to get caught out because I was in Thingamy view. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Nagato is aiming at me, for instance. So I'm going to need to dodge those shells when they... Oh, we go, right, he's down.
Torpedoes dead ahead.
Don't have to worry about the torps so much. How are those battleships doing? They're actually doing okay. There's very little chance of sneaking up on that Nagato though, to drop torpedoes. I could potentially use the Leningrad smoke. Should we try and do that? I might get a chance to fire and be unspotted. I do have my own smoke available as well. But now these ships are all unspotted because no one else is close enough to spot them, apart from me. It's a bit of a pain. Well, I could try a little ambush around that island, maybe. It's not ideal. Oh, hello. I've come out rather too close there. Let's let them fire. Maybe I will get a fire. Oh, hello. That's got to be a Koenig or somebody. Yeah, this is why you zoom out between shots, because you don't know... who might be aiming at you. Those are probably not going to do anything, but you never know. If he suddenly veers and changes course and comes towards me, one never knows. Right, I need more. I need to be more forward to get the superstructure shots there. Ooh. Can we dodge? Nope, we cannot dodge. The Koenig's actually got quite accurate guns for a battleship, so that was nasty. Oh, hello. Right, that's Cleveland shells. We can definitely dodge those. Right, I need to re-stealth at this point, really. Yeah, that Koenig landed quite a lot of shots there, which was not pleasant. Woo! Yeah. So I think running around, opening fire, and trying to dodge shells just became a lot riskier. I can't do any stealth torpedo dropping, so I've got 2 smokes left. I might have to rely on smoking up to actually do anything. I could go for the enemy cap, actually. We could force them to change direction. Ooh, that Fuso's low health. Yeah, it's... The thing is, they're in a blob, and our ships are sort of coming in 2 split groups. In fact, these guys are not going to be doing so well, because they're now encountering the entire rest of the enemy team, and these guys are trundling towards the cap. I think I need to get towards the cap. We need to force them to come back, basically. And at that point, maybe I can do something. But, whoa, hello. Cleveland's coming this way. Back. It's not a ship I wanted to see. I really don't want to smoke to break contact, but I think I have to. I cannot take the risk.
Smoke generator started.
Yeah, that's like one Cleveland shell will end me. In fact, I can put down the smoke. I might be low enough health I can do something here. Of course, he doesn't get to see me. Oh, unless one of his blind hits gets lucky. He doesn't see me until 2 kilometers, of course. There is a chance, though. Oh, God, that was awfully close. But he's on fire. Yeah, I cannot afford to sit still in the smoke. This guy could. Oh, come on! Come on! 210 health. Come on. Come on. There we go. Oh, that was a bit dicey. It's fine, though. Never worried. Never worried. But that is useful, having killed that Cleveland. That is very, very useful. But, yeah, no, he was absolutely trying to, like, based on my firing. And that's one of the things with, if somebody's trying to do that, you cannot sit still. I'd have maybe been better sitting more bow on, but then you can't adjust your position as easily. And, of course, you've only got 2 guns available, so it would have taken even longer to kill him. So it was the higher risk option to sit like that to bring all my guns to bear. But it worked. I could have tried torps there as well, but he was obviously adjusting his course in expectation that I'd put out torps, so it would have been a bit tricky. Anyway, I think there's now a good chance we can do. Ooh, that's nasty. How Gneisenau out? How did you manage to take? How did you manage to take those torps? I don't know. Anyway, the battleships are not particularly healthy, but we're just about to. Yeah, we lost that Gneisenau. I don't know what health the Scharnhorst is on. This could still go either way. This is incredibly close. Oh, actually, having said that, we're down to the last minute, and we have. Okay. We're going to win this one on points if no one else dies. So, no heroics. Let's just stay alive for the next 30 odd seconds and win. I think that sounds like a plan. Oh, hello, there's the Leander. I don't know whether they're desperately trying to, like, the Scharnhorst cannot cap. There's 20 seconds left. So, it's a little bit tempting to open fire, but that would be just plain stupid at this stage. So this has turned out to be a 20-minute slog, but we are going to win on points, and that's, you know, that's the main thing. It didn't end up being a cap race, though. This was, well, it kind of did. It kind of did, and it kind of didn't. This was an unusual game in some ways. So there we are, 43k, 1 torpedo hit. I got to use them for something at least, mostly from the fires and the gun hits though. Let's see where I did. Oh, okay, first place on the team. I mean, I'll take it. I'm not quite sure why first place on the team, but I'll take it. So, let's see, that Scharnhorst did okay. Some of the other ships did reasonably well. Let's have a look at the detailed report. I don't think I'll do another one of these. If nothing else, I'm probably going to start coughing fairly soon. Really not that much damage from... So I only had 4k from the torpedo, 1 torpedo hit. 2,000, not even 2,000 damage from fires. So it was mostly the gun hits. I guess I got a bit bilked out of fires there, but I don't have the... demo expert active on this captain yet. Obviously that will help. But it is a very low fire chance of these shells, so that's kind of telling. So yeah, that was And not a bad first game. I will take it. Top of the team. 1500 XP is nothing spectacular, but for a first game, I've had far worse first games in ships. So, all in all, yeah, there we go. That was not bad. The Mahan. And I've seen some good replays that people have sent in, so I'm kind of expecting to enjoy that. I don't think we'll... no, we don't have anything available for unlock just yet. Almost have the range module, but I'm saving up my free XP for the is it the Mississippi or the Missouri? It's the Missouri, isn't it? Yes. So there we are, Mahan and me being not dead. So hopefully you have enjoyed this bit of live gameplay, and if you have, you can hit the like button. You can leave any comments below. You can sub to my channel if you haven't already, and as always, stay tuned for more.